Welcome to this interactive explainer. Today, we're going to dive straight into something that, well, absolutely terrifies most professionals, but is actually entirely within your control. I'm going to guide you through this masterclass and show you exactly how to transform your speaking delivery from nervous to, completely confident. And listen, we aren't just going to waffle on about mindset here. No, we're going to look at actionable, physical techniques that you can literally start using straight away to completely revolutionize the way you communicate.
So let me ask you, do you suffer from those dreaded ums and ahs? Or maybe you've had that utterly terrifying moment where you just go completely blank when all eyes are on you. Look, let's just acknowledge this universal dread right now. If your heart starts pounding just thinking about presenting to your board of directors or speaking up on a big Zoom call, you are definitely not alone. I mean, it happens to the absolute best of us. Warren Buffett famously said that speaking training is worth $500,000 in your lifetime. We're opening with this brilliant little insight to prove a really vital point. Authoritative delivery is a physical skill that you can train. It is absolutely not some sort of innate talent you're just born with. Just like perfecting a golf swing or, say, learning to play the piano, confident communication is essentially a series of physical mechanics that literally anyone can master with the right practice. Okay, here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The public speaking jitters. 2. Calming your nervous system. 3. Breathing for vocal power. 4. Eliminating filler words forever. 5. Mastering your vocal delivery. And 6. The pro speaker polish. Let's jump right in. Section 1. The public speaking jitters. Understanding the fight or flight response. And moving straight on to Section 2. Calming your nervous system. The biological override. Right, so public speaking anxiety really isn't just in your head. It is largely a massive physiological response. When your brain perceives the audience as a threat, it essentially dumps adrenaline into your system. And this causes shallow chest breathing, which in turn leads to a shaky, sort of high-pitched voice. So before you even step onto that stage or click unmute on your microphone, you need to know how to physically force your body out of that panicked state. Enter the vagus nerve. Now, this is the longest cranial nerve running all the way from your brainstem down to your abdomen, and it controls the parasympathetic nervous system. Honestly, think of the vagus nerve as your body's built-in biological brake pedal. When you stimulate it, it can instantly switch off that panic, dramatically lower your heart rate, and force you into a really calm rest and digest state. It's basically a magic switch for anxiety. So, how exactly do we press that brake pedal? Well, it's actually quite simple. You can literally splash cold water on your face right before a meeting. You can sing or hum on your commute to vibrate your vocal cords because that directly stimulates the nerve. Or you can just indulge in a really deep, hearty belly laugh. If I intentionally slow my speech down right now and sort of drop the pitch of my voice to a much calmer, resonant level, that is the exact physiological shift you're going to feel when you manually activate your vagus nerve using these surprisingly fun everyday methods. Section 3. Breathing for vocal power. Fueling your speech. Now that your nervous system is all clumped down, we really need to focus on the true engine of your voice, which is diaphragmatic breathing. This is what fuels your speech and entirely stops you from running out of air mid-sentence, which, by the way, is the absolute main cause of trailing off or sounding weak at the end of your points. Let's make this interactive. We've got a few different breathing protocols we can use, but I want you to join me right now in trying the 4-7-8 breath cycle, which is absolutely phenomenal for halting panic. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. Ready? Inhale deeply into your stomach. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now a long, slow exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you feel that? That extended exhale is exactly how you instantly force a physiological shift away from that fight or flight mode and fuel a truly powerful voice.
Section 4. Eliminating filler words forever. The umectony.
Right, now that our breathing is totally controlled and our engine is primed, we're going to focus on the mechanics of the mouth. We are going to perform what communication experts quite cleverly call an umectomy, surgically removing those credibility-killing filler words like and. Here is the convey clearly 5-step anti-filler method. You see, filler words basically happen for one simple reason. Your mouth is moving way faster than your brain can cognitively process the next thought. So, you divide your sentences into chunks. You pause between them and literally replace your ums with a silent, confident inhale. By keeping your breath groups to just 6 words, this method trains you to physically stop, breathe, and gather your thoughts rather than just filling the air with anxious noise. Let's actually try this together. I want you to read these short sentences out loud with me right now. Notice the deliberate pause and inhale between each one. Ready? I am learning to pause. This gives me more control. My speech is now clear. You see how that works? By using sharp articulation and deliberate speech chunking, you massively maximize your clarity. It might feel a bit exaggerated in your own head at first, but honestly, to the audience, you just sound incredibly thoughtful and incredibly polished.
Section 5. Mastering your vocal delivery. Sounding like a pro.
Now that you're breathing deeply from your diaphragm and pausing strategically instead of saying, we've really reached the peak of our pyramid. It's time to apply professional vocal tonality. The inflection you use at the extremely end of your sentences makes a profound difference to your credibility. I'm actually going to demonstrate both of these styles right now. If I use an upward inflection at the end of my sentence, it sounds like I'm asking a question. It communicates uncertainty and hesitation. But if I use a crisp downward inflection, I project absolute executive authority. I am making a statement. You absolutely must actively practice ending your key points by dropping your pitch rather than raising it. Section 6. The pro speaker polish, handling the unexpected. Right, here is the ultimate secret. Even the most polished pros go blank sometimes. It's just human nature. But instead of panicking, staring at the ceiling and saying, where was I? They utilize a really confident pause. They embrace the strategic silence, take a slow stomach inhale, and simply repeat their last point. Repeating the last point naturally jogs your memory, gets your brain back on track, and makes the memory lapse virtually unnoticeable to the audience. Honestly, they just think you're emphasizing something really important. Now, why are those pauses so incredibly vital? Well, look at this. Research shows that speakers who master the strategic use of silent pauses experience up to a 15% increase in audience engagement. When you stop talking, the audience actually leans in. They have time to digest your point. Silence isn't empty space. It is an unbelievably powerful tool for engagement. So, the final question for you is this. Are you ready to replace your panic with professional polish and truly own the room during your next presentation? By mastering these physical steps, from vagus nerve breathing to chunking your speech, all the way to dropping into a downward inflection, you now have the exact blueprint to transform your communication. It is just a physical skill, and the tools are right here in front of you. So why not start practicing your new executive voice today?